Hi, I'm Ron Klain, White House Chief of Staff. There's a lot of talk about how the economy is doing. Here are a few key facts that show the economy is growing and recovering under President Biden. Last week, the government reported that the unemployment rate's down to 4.2%. That's 3 years faster than experts predicted it would happen before we passed the rescue plan back in March. How many jobs? We've created 6 million jobs this year. That's more than any president in history has created in his first year in office. One reason we've created so many jobs, last year at this time, no Americans were fully vaccinated. Today, over 70% of all adults in this country are fully vaccinated. Getting America vaccinated is getting America back to work. A year ago, there were over 21 million people on unemployment. Today, that number's down to just over 2 million. Amazing progress in a year. And the recovery goes beyond jobs. Look at this chart on retail sales, up $90 billion since last year. That's an economy that's humming. So those are just a few key points about our economic recovery. To learn more, go to whitehouse.gov.
But how concerned are you that today's win might be short-lived?
Well, I think today's win is a great one, as you said, Anderson. People in Washington have been trying to do this for decades, trying to find a way to pass a large infrastructure bill to make these investments that are long overdue in our country in roads and bridges, internet, clean water, all these things. And to do it on a bipartisan basis makes it, I think, more sustainable and a stronger win. Now, as you said, this bill has to move on to the House. It has to pass the House. And also today, the Senate began work on this, what you call reconciliation bill. We call it our Build Back Better agenda. Investments in child care, health care, bringing down costs for families, protecting tax cuts to help families. We wanted to see that pass the Senate and also go on to the House. So we're hoping both these bills will get to the president's desk in September so he can sign them both. We can make both of them law, grow the economy more, create jobs, and help families with their day-to-day expenses.
So how would that work, though? So this second bill being worked on in the Senate, are you going to have it try to pass through the Senate before even today's bill is passed through the House?
Well, I think we're going to see the Senate this week finish work on the budget resolution, the framework. Tonight, Leader Hoyer announced the House of Representatives will come back from its August break to work on that budget resolution the week of August 23rd. And then both the House and Senate would continue to work on this whole process in September. And also the House would take up this infrastructure bill. Again, these are two parts of the president's agenda. They rebuild our physical infrastructure. The other bill brings down costs for families, provides tax cuts for working families. We want to see both these bills pass the House and Senate, both get to the president's desk, continue our economic growth, continue job creation, reduce costs for American families. We've worked with Senator Manchin at every step of the way. He's been a partner of our administration. He has strong views. Others have views. We're going to work together to find a way to put together a package that can pass the House, that can pass the Senate, that can be put on the president's desk and signed into law.
Is he convincible? I mean, you read that. He's very specific, saying that he's worried that that price tag or even something close to that is too difficult to pass because of the debt and even because of inflation. Is that something that's movable?
That's why he's very. I think that's why he's very persuadable, because, of course, this package adds nothing to the debt. Nothing to the debt. It is fully paid for by raising taxes on wealthy people. We've had people become billionaires during the pandemic. They should pay their fair share of taxes. We've had 55 big corporations pay nothing in taxes, though they have record profits. If we raise taxes on the big corporations who aren't paying, raise taxes on people using international loopholes, raise taxes on the wealthy who are not paying their fair share, we can pay for every one of those investments in the package without a penny of taxes on people making under $400,000 a year, and without a penny being added to the long-term federal debt.
Treasury Secretary under Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, has been sounding the alarm about inflation since February, and he has been one of these individuals saying that this big agenda, ambitious agenda from President Biden, was creating the risk of an inflation spike. Now, Secretary Yellen told me 3 weeks ago that, quote, monthly rates of inflation have already fallen substantially from the very high rates that we saw in the spring and early summer, unquote. That was 3 weeks ago. The CPI, the Consumer Price Index, is now back up to 0.9%, matching its high in June 2021. Is it possible that today's inflation news proves that Larry Summers was correct and Janet Yellen incorrect?
Well, I want to quote a leading source on this topic, which said today that the government spending of this year, to say that the government spending of this year caused an increase in gas and food prices is false. That was the CNN fact check that was out this morning on CNN about these claims.
Now we're going to get down to business here, and Ron, who am I turning this over to?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I think it's time for the press, our friends in the press to leave now. Thank you.
This package adds nothing to the debt. Nothing to the debt. It is fully paid for